Hi, this is Don Matteo, and you are listening to the Orta Know Better podcast. Let's do this.
Leeds are shit.
We're recording, you know.
Oh, shit.
We're the good start. I don't think we've got the personnel.
You can fucking laugh all you want, you absolute fella.
I think about things. That's why you lot are idiots.
A melted version of a dick that's been shrink wrapped. The absolute elite shit out of this.
Good morning, just about, now that I'm here.
Good morning.
Yeah, what can I say? It's B&C for another shite match. It always seems to be a shite match when I'm on, but hey, maybe I'm the curse. I'm joined this morning by the pod slut Luke, who likes to get around, and Big Jim of Leeds House. That's what I'm going to call you today, Big Jim, like Jimmy Uso.
Nice. Nice to be here.
How we doing, lads?
All right. I've been better.
Oh.
I've been better. I didn't go out last night, so I'm feeling surprisingly fresh for a Sunday morning. Yeah, looking more forward to taking kids to the circus than I am talking about Leeds United. Fair
enough. I mean, you went to a circus, watched a circus yesterday, so you might as well watch one today. How are you feeling, James?
Do you think it was... Go on, James, sorry.
Oh.
I'm feeling fine, as usual. I'm very optimistic, always, even after watching that game. I've got a charity match to play about 1:45, so I'm hoping the weather is nice to me. So, yeah.
Let's hope it's better than Creator Cup weather.
Yeah, me too.
You know, you were just going to have a little go then, weren't you, Luke? You're going to say, were it really that bad? And it actually wasn't really that bad. Yeah, we dominated the game.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. And I look, the result in hindsight was very bad. Look, when you're playing arguably probably the second worst team in the league so far this season, I would say Burnley after Wolves. When you go to play them, it's a game where you expect to get something out of. But we weren't that bad. We created enough chances. I know somebody in the chat yesterday said it's becoming more and more apparent that we're not creating chances. That's a load of bollocks. We created loads of chances, and we created loads of chances against Spurs, and we created loads of chances against Bournemouth. We're just not putting them away. We're just not being clinical enough, and teams are being clinical. We had more than enough opportunities yesterday, Jay, for me to win that game comfortably. Look, they scored a worldie, and the first goal, don't know what the centre backs were doing. So it's at this level, you don't get many chances, and if you're not putting them away, that's when you're going to leave yourself in the shit, like we have done in recent games. So same story against Spurs and same against Bournemouth, same even against Fulham, arguably when we let them score and take the 3 points in injury time. So, but there is only so many times we can use that as an excuse.
Happening.
It's history's repeating itself, and until we can rectify that, and at the moment it doesn't. I don't know where the goals are going to come from. Dominic Calvert-Lewin looks great in build-up play, but he doesn't ever look like scoring unless the ball's in the air. And Aronson and Jack Harrison are about as much use as a chocolate fireguard when it comes to finishing the ball. Let me finish, because actually I thought Aronson had quite a good game, other than his finishing. Jack Harrison, absolutely useless. Doesn't want to take his man on. Brings the ball back every time. Good to see Dan James back. But all in all, Jay, I'm disheartened. I'm very disheartened about the result. I'm a bit pissed off about the result. But I can see plenty of positives. But and again, in hindsight, and in we can't continue to keep saying this every week on B&C that we should have won this. We should have taken our chances because at this level. It's unforgiving, and if we want to stay in this league, we have to start taking those chances.
Absolutely. I'm just going to pull this comment from Lou Owens. He says, on the road today, your technical issues are going to keep me company. Look, there's no Carl today, all right? There's no Carl. So, touch wood, everything will be okay. James, how are you feeling sort of with regards to the performance and stuff? Do you think overall we should have won the game and we're just unlucky, or... Do you think this is something that's turning into a real problem now? Because, as Luke says, how many times are we going to be saying we should have won that game? Because at the end of the season, it's going to cost us if we keep doing this.
I mean, it's Burnley, and our recent games against Burnley have all been pretty similar, where we've dominated a lot of the ball.
Been shit.
They've all been shit games, yeah, they have. But we probably should have won all 3 of them as well. But we've come away with 1 point out of 3 games from them games. I tend to think if you keep up your performances, the results will start turning. Consistency. And I think in this Premiership, apart from the Arsenal game and maybe a part of the second half against Wolves, I think we've been really good. And I think we've been a lot better than a lot of people were going to give us credit for, especially with we haven't got any bloody attacking players in at the end of the transfer window. But I believe that we will turn this around. I agree with you yesterday. We were the better team. We created a lot of chances, and we've got players as well.
Yeah,
that we're going to need. Like Okafor, I think he's going to be a massively important player for us, and he's starting to show what he can do. So, our forward line yesterday was a backup forward line.
It was.
Calvert-Lewin. So, and even with them, we still created chances. Harrison should have scored. Harrison set him up to scored as well. But I'm not worried. I think if the performances keep going, because we have been a stronger team in most of these games, I think the results will start turning, definitely.
That's what you got to hope, really, isn't it? That keep the performance levels up. It's going to be important now for Farke to manage the team and to stop them from letting their heads drop with the results going against them, because it kind of knocks the stuffing out of you a bit when you're giving your all and getting nothing for it. DCL, I'm still backing the guy, but I'm starting to get a little nervous now at the lack of output. We need goals desperately at this point, and like you say, we did create chances. So to say we didn't really have the creative players in there, we were still getting balls into the box. I think some of Harrison's crosses were absolutely abysmal. He did a lot of attempts at crosses or passes over the top that just ended up going out for nothing. We just need somebody that's going to get on the end of them, though. And if we're creating like that and we're getting balls in, Luke, then that's down to the striker in it more than the personnel on the wings.
Yeah, ironically, Dominic Calvert-Lewin didn't have that many chances yesterday, but he did occupy the centre-backs really, really well, and he did come into play, and he did a lot of good holding up, laying off. There was a header close to the end that just dipped over the bar from memory. Yeah, I'd like him to be chipping in with a goal or two, but I think the fact that we're talking about 3 chances that 3 very easy goal scoring chances, in my opinion, that footballers at Premier League level probably should be taking through Bogle, Harrison, and Aronson. Premier League footballers you expect to be. Yeah, I think for me, I think we're probably focusing the concerns probably in the wrong area. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin will get goals and they will come, but I think based on yesterday's performance specifically, I think the fact the goals that should have come probably should have come from elsewhere. We weren't getting the ball into Dominic Calvert-Lewin to have many chances, but the chances we did create came from our wider players, I think that's where the buck stopped for me. I've seen mad calls for Farke out. It's Daniel Farke's fault. I've seen that, and people saying it was Aronson's fault, and people saying it was very. So look, that's it's very easy in hindsight to say, and that's simply put, it's an agenda, because there is no way on earth that performance can be based on. I understand, and I get that people say maybe because we had weak links on the wings, why not play 3 at the back and 2 wing backs? Yeah, great shout, and maybe Daniel Farke should have been exploring that option. But when it's working, and it is working, the only thing we're not doing is scoring. It's do you really want to rip up the form book and just rip everything up and say forget everything they've been working on? Forget everything they've been working on in training just to go and try something new that actually we've never tried and might not work. Look, I think we should maybe try something a little bit different in these types of games when we do look, when things aren't going well. And look, he did the old let's get every forward on the bench on Dinny towards the end and went for it. And we still didn't look any more closer to scoring, in my opinion. But I understand why people are blaming Farke, but I still think it's absolute balmy. To say that they want Farke out based on the performance. On the result, yes, I can understand it probably, but based on performances, I think it's absolutely wild.
Yeah, it is. How many times do we sit here on these pods and we say, "Oh, we played well though, and it's really encouraging, and we did this right and we did that right," and like you said before, James, keep doing it and the results will come, that kind of thing. But how many times have we sat here and said that? And how many more times are we going to be saying that? How many times can we afford to say that again at this point?
Well, I mean, we're talking about being in the Premier League, which is the best league in the world and the hardest league in the world. I mean, we can't really have that conversation about the last 2 seasons because we've dominated pretty much both leagues, being the best team. The thing about Calvert-Lewin I've mentioned before is that his performances have been good, but when the results don't go, that's when his goal scoring will come into question. Yeah. If we're winning games and he's still doing what he's doing, no one will mention it. But the fact that we're not scoring, that's when it starts. No, they won't. And he was good. But again, it's about the quality getting into the balls getting into the box, because we know his game. When you want him to score, you need to get quality balls in. And I thought the deliveries yesterday, even Longstaff's corners, who have been pretty good, were poor yesterday. Yeah. So from the wings, we weren't getting anything into him. But what he had to do, he did pretty well. Like Luke said, he was occupying the defenders. He was holding the ball up when he could. He was stretching them. He was running out wide. It's just like a second-hand forward line against a team that just wants to sit in and hit you on the counter. I am genuinely not worried. If we lose that game and we're not offering anything going forward, then I'd be worried. But it's Burnley, man. We don't do well against Burnley. Just relax.
Yeah, to a degree. 1 sec, 'cause I'm going to cough here.
Just while you're coughing, I've just put the momentum in the brand, so that gives you a bit of more of an idea of how the game played out based on statistics and domination of the ball and areas.
Yeah, I mean, look at
field that the areas of the field the game was played, and I think that paints a picture, doesn't it? Like if it was almost like a championship game for us last season. It was one of them where we were just dominating the full game, and we just didn't look like scoring. But in the comments, Lou's just asked, are we getting a bit concerned about the defence now? And is this something either of you would be looking at changing up? We've conceded 6 in 3 now. And one of the things we were positive about the start of the season was the defence and how tight we were. Even again, I mean, take away the Arsenal result, we look really, really tight with Struijk and Rodon in there. Is that a partnership you'd like to see come to an end now? What about you, James?
I mean, the 2 goals yesterday, I'm not blaming the defence for them. The cross should have been. No, I'm not. The cross should have been.
You don't think Struijk were at fault in the build up to the second?
No, not at all.
It's in the build up, and then he failed to close the guy down.
Well, Ampadu was right next to him as well. So
Ampadu it up twice.
Ampadu could have closed him down as well. He's a midfielder sitting free in the middle of the park and has been passed in. And is that? Yeah, maybe he should have closed him down a little bit. But I don't think it's been that bad. They've had 4 shots yesterday. 3 of them were from 20 yards, and the other one was a free header in the box that wasn't picked up, and that the header went over Struijk's head. Maybe he does need to come out, and we do need to see BL come into for a little bit. But I can't just Struijk. It's like Struijk, Aronson, Harrison, Fark. These are just the main names that just are constantly being bandied about, and I don't think it's been as bad. Like, we're not conceding clear-cut chances in the Premier League. Yes, like good that we're playing against good players. Like the 2 goals against Tottenham were both deflections, and Goodmanson's fell over for the second goal. It's just unlucky more than anything. But everyone wants to see BL play. I want to see him play, but it's like, I'm not just going to say bring him in because Struijk's been terrible, because I don't think he's been terrible. I just think he's been a little bit unlucky.
I think that for me, Struijk's a little bit unlucky in the fact that people do want to see BL play, so people are waiting for him to slip up so they can say, "Oh, get him out!" We need this guy in that we bought to start.
Well, it makes him need a scapegoat, because we've got a 16 million quid or whatever it was defender on the bench that we brought in who won the most headers in all the European leagues or whatever his stats were when all the tacticals were creaming themselves over him when we signed him.
Second most duels won or something.
Yeah, but that goes for everybody. People are now telling me that Nonto's the saviour, and Aronson hasn't put a foot wrong, really. I mean, he's missed a couple of good, relatively easy chances, but the last 4 games, he's been one of our better players on the pitch, and Nonto hasn't had a shot on target this season, and I'm being people are absolutely wanking themselves off about Nonto when he's realistically he's been poor for the last. He was poor all the last season as well.
But that's what we do, though, isn't it? It's always somebody who's not in the team. That's the solution, and we can all see it.
Ramazani was the solution. He's hardly tearing things up. Ramazani was the solution. He's not tearing things up.
If he's the solution, people don't know what the question is.
I think it's just very easy, and it's natural. I think to blame somebody after a result like that, and I understand people's opinions on particular players and how they're that proud that they're never going to change that opinion, whether that's on the manager or whether that's on a particular player. Not one person I haven't seen slate Bogle yesterday. Bogle's chance was by far the easiest. And it was poor yesterday.
I couldn't believe it when that went over. And then the replay the keeper, he didn't touch it. Has
he got credit in the bank? Probably because he has had some good performances for us. But that's sort of how a mindset works when you're supporting a football team. If you hate Brendan Aronson or you hate Jack Harrison or you've always said that strike shit, you are not going to then go back and change your opinion because they have a few good games. You'll just go quiet, and then when they have a shit game, you'll pipe up again. That's just naturally how it works. And that's why, as James said there, it's very easy to have these particular scapegoats for games when things don't go right. If we'd have won the game yesterday, do you think people would have been saying that, Stats shouldn't be starting the next game, or Stats was poor yesterday?
Yeah, he didn't do anything apart from that free kick, really, did he?
Even Longstaff was off it a little bit. He offered more than Stats.
It was just one of those games, wasn't it? It was just one of those games. Like, I do think that Beale should have probably been in consideration for this one, because I don't think Stroike's been as good as Rodon next to him. I don't think he's been particularly bad. For the most part, he's been very good. But yesterday, for me, he did make a few mistakes, and it is maybe time for that change, just because there's going to be a point where you've got to give this guy a chance. So why not now, Maybe a little harsh on Strike, maybe, but we do need to see this guy play in the team.
I think I agree with you. I think I agree. I think Strike's made a few mistakes in the last two now. I think it's probably harsh to say that he was at fault because he gave the ball away in the lead up to the goal, but it was in the middle of the pitch. They probably shouldn't have lent to a worldy goal from there. So he's a bit unlucky that he's given the ball away. That's led to a goal. However, should he have closed down potentially against Spurs? He looked a little bit sluggish with Kudos a second. He just sort of didn't get it. But again, Goodmanson didn't get a mention. He was at fault for arguably both the goals against Spurs. But he got credit in the bank because he's a shiny new signing and people have seen him really, really positively to carry the ball forward. So I think it'd be harsh. But we haven't got a 15, 16 million pound left back on the bench waiting to play. That's the difference. And we haven't got a 15, 16 million pound right back to replace Bogle. That's the reason these two aren't getting slated as deeply as Pascal Strike.
Also, Goodmanson gets crosses in, and that's valuable to us. So people are happy to let stuff slide.
Goodmanson played well yesterday. He did play well yesterday, Goodmanson. But I'm talking more against Spurs. But I would like to see Beale given a shot and just see how him and Roda do partner up. Take Strike out of the limelight a little bit as well, and then these people who have been calling for him, if it doesn't work, then they'll understand actually that it's not necessarily Pascal Strike's fault why we lost that game yesterday, or it's not necessarily Aronson's fault. Take him out of the limelight, give somebody a break. But Aronson's positions are there to be taken from him. From me, Strikes, maybe not so much. Harrison he can get fucked. To be fair,
I'm with you on that. He didn't do fuck all yesterday for me, Harrison. That were a poor game for him.
He looks sluggish as well for such a little lad that should be rapid. He looks slow.
But his thing always used to be that he kept himself peak fitness and he trained hard over summer, and and he looks off it for me. I don't know if it's
come against Walker though, didn't he? Shit himself.
Well, yeah.
I
don't want to say like he don't give a shit because he looks like he does, but he just doesn't seem capable. I don't know. Maybe he's got Dele Alli's boots.
What do you make of this comment? Because Shane said that Farke got it wrong. What did Farke get wrong yesterday? Let me just go through the statistics yesterday. And look, I'm not naive. I know statistics do not equal points in the table, but expected goals they had 0.45. We had 2.63. Big chances they had 1. We had 4. Total shots they had 4. We had 19. Goalkeeper saves they made 4. We made 1. What did Farke get wrong?
There wasn't much else he could have done, was there, with the players he had?
Not really.
I mean, if your expected goals are almost 3 and theirs is less than half, and you still don't win the game, is that the manager's fault?
Absolutely not.
Not really. If your XG is saying you should be
No.
scoring, then that falls on the players, surely, because the tactics are working if your XG is tallying up. So that means you're getting chances.
Yeah, I mean, Pascal needs to be benched. Fart got it wrong. I don't think we were diabolical.
Maybe
I
it
think
just
that's
needs.
really harsh.
Maybe it just means Farker got it wrong, as in playing Pascal instead of putting Bjorn in yesterday.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's just reactionary.
I just find it very, very difficult to understand that no matter how good we are and how much we can dominate a game, that's then on the manager for not us finishing chances or you know. I'm just trying to understand where Shane's coming from. That's all. And look, we've already talked about should he have played 3 centre backs and 2 wider midfielders, but is that going to score us more goals? I don't know.
I mean, I was just watching that game yesterday, and I kept saying it. I was like, Jesus Christ, we've got no luck. Nothing is falling for us. And it was just like, anytime there was a ball in the box, anything, it never fell for a Leeds player. It fell for a Burnley player to clear. And it was just one of them days.
It did feel like that, didn't it?
Nothing went our way.
Even the Aronson chance, I know he should have scored, but the keeper's balls that up. He should have just stopped it, but he's let it slip under him, and it's just sort of trickled and hit the post. If you see the Sunderland game, the same sort of thing happened with their keeper, but it just rolls in. You're like,
yeah.
Come on, man.
Well, you've segued me nicely into the next comment I was going to pull up here, because I was just going to go through these starred ones. Michael Gott said their goalkeeper pulled off some quality saves too, and he really did. And it looks like every week now we're coming up against a keeper who has the game of their career. What's that all about?
Just don't like the scoring, I guess.
People step it up against Leeds. I swear to God, it like you get people saying, you're not famous anymore, blah, blah, blah. It matters to players when they play Leeds.
So because we're the team now that teams will look at, because we've just come up as that's where we'll get points from. So
and they all hate us as fans, so they want to give us a slap, don't they, and send us back home packing.
But we ain't been that bad, man.
No,
we're not the worst team in this league.
Compared to what we could have been when you looked at the transfer window and you thought we didn't get enough. We've done really, really well. Farker's done a great job for me with what he's got. But again, if we keep playing all right but not getting results, he's not going to stay in the job, is he, at the end of the day? So, I mean, it needs to turn around.
It's his job on the chopping board, isn't it? If we don't pick up the points, and I think I said something yesterday after the game. If yesterday doesn't highlight that we do need some more quality when our starting 11 isn't fit. If yesterday doesn't highlight that and the 49ers don't see that and are serious about staying in this league, I think we have to make some signings of some sort in January. You know,
if they don't see it, Luke, we're fucked.
I mean, but you put Okafor in that team yesterday, and it's probably a different scoreline. You know, you put I think probably Statch maybe needs a rest. I think he's very hot and cold. I think he's either really good or literally you don't know he's playing.
Well, Tanaka came on and looked decent, so he could step in for him.
Did he? Yeah.
He did initially.
He didn't look great, and he just came in and he just picked the ball in our own half.
I just remember he came on and he did something good straight away, and I thought, okay, and that's my memory of him.
Passed
now,
it to one of our players.
If he's done something shit after, it's gone out my head.
But backwards, I still felt it was very negative, even when Tanaka came on. So he came on for Ampadu, didn't he? And I thought Ampadu was, I mean, he wasn't great yesterday, but he was still progressive. He was still trying to get us moving in the right direction. But when Tanaka came on, he just did pretty much the same. He picked the ball up as a what you'd call a quarterback in between the two centre backs, and just did the basics. You know, he didn't do anything overly exciting. I think that's what we are missing. We're missing somebody we can give the ball to who can make something happen. And I think that was apparent. That was apparent yesterday. Although we did create a few chances and enough chances, I think when we're pushing for a game, when we're 1 or 2-0 down, and we need to chase a goal, and we really need somebody to split that defense and make a real difference, we are still missing that. Somebody who can come off the bench and make a real difference, you know, or even starting. But I think for me it's not panic stations just yet. I'm not panicking. I'm concerned. but I'm not in a position where I'm shitting myself that I'm not succumbed to relegation or anything like that. I think I agree with James's initial statement around the performances continue like that, and something's got to give. Eventually, the luck has got to go our way, and one of these has got to go in. And it's a different game, and we're having probably a very, very different conversation this morning.
Well, yeah, and this, if we could get a couple of wins on the bounce with the way we're playing, this team with a bit of momentum could actually do something pretty decent. We could go on a little run if we were to get a couple of back-to-back results like that, because we do have that in us, I think. It's we need to stop dominating games and losing them. It should be fucking easy.
I'm glad he said that afterwards. We need to stop dominating games, and then just went
stop dominating
and fucking losing them.
The best team.
It's killing me. I just want to see some wins. I want to see some more
What do people
wins.
think about this one? Maybe it's time to have a change of formation. Maybe 2 up front, somebody to feed off DCL, because it does seem very isolated up there. So when he's winning these balls and flicking these, because he does it really, really well, doesn't it? And he does. He does. He laid one off yesterday to nobody, but somebody should have been in that pocket. I can't remember. It's quite late on in the game. But he laid it off, and there was nobody there, and it should have been almost where a number 10 would have been, or a second striker, or somebody. Yeah, and I think Pirou actually, ironically, was on the pitch at this time.
Couldn't believe that Messi did.
Which one?
Out of everyone on the team, for it to fall to someone there, it would have been him you'd probably want.
Ah, yeah. On the left, with his left foot as well, his favoured foot.
Yeah. And oh man, and If that had been Bamford, it'd have been strung up. Do you know what I mean? But Pirou, he killed me. I were in bits. I was shouting.
It wasn't even close, was it? Wasn't even close.
I've seen a lot of calls. I've seen a lot of calls for this as well. And choosing Harry the team. He's actually out injured at the moment. So people were saying Harry Gray should have played yesterday. Well, I'm sure he's probably
put it on his shoulder.
He's out injured, and he's. Are we resting, really relying all our hopes on a 16, 17-year-old, 17? I think he just turned last week. Boy, do you know what I mean? It's very desperate for me. Is that? And look, there's no doubt.
Has he?
No, he hasn't. No,
I don't think they'll put him until that happens.
So I think for me, it's not about panicking and ripping up everything that's been working, which I'll use loosely because we haven't been getting the results. But actually, the performances suggest that it is working. We just haven't got that little bit of extra quality. We have somebody else on Aronson's chance yesterday. It's a goal. Bogle should score. Pirou should score. Harrison should score. And again, we are having a very different conversation. And yes, Shane, we are. Sorry, just 1 second, Jay. Right. We are supposed to be having different conversations because we do need to be beating teams like Burnley that are going to be in and around this relegation battle. They're the games we actually arguably should be winning.
I truly believe we'll beat them at our place, though. So, we'll get that win back. We just could have really done with getting at least a point out of that because they are relegation rivals. But, Smarty says this is what happens when a few results don't go your way and people start coming out with the crazy talk. Well, we do most of the crazy talk on this pod, to be fair. I mean, we've just got to tweak a few things, James, haven't we? Because, like Luke says, it's not that what we're doing isn't working by and large. We are hard to beat. We cause problems for established Premier League sides. Nobody, apart from Arsenal, has steamrolled us, and they're on a different level too. Everyone except maybe 2 more teams in the league, aren't they? So that's not something to be mega upset about. It's just tweaking it so that things just work a little bit better. The grit and determination's there, the fight's there, the physicality's there. It's just the chances and the finishing.
Yeah, and the balls, yes. I thought playing against Burnley, I thought we'd emphasise a little bit more of getting better crosses into DCL. Yeah, and it never materialised until late in the second half, and Goodmanson started taking it upon himself to start getting balls in.
We just started getting him behind near the end, didn't we?
Yeah, that's where I thought we'd win the game yesterday. Would be in that part of the game, because I thought like Burnley will do what they always do and just sit in and don't give you any space. So it was hard for DCL to get them balls and knock them down because it was always crowded. Yeah. So I thought where we'd win the game yesterday would be getting some quality balls in, and I thought Bogle would let us down a few times with that. Harrison,
yeah, he did yesterday.
Well, we know what about Harrison is, and then even like I said earlier, the corners from Longstaff weren't very good. He had one, but up road and headed, and it went straight to the goalie, and he started complaining that no one was like reacting to it. And little tweaks, mate. It's just getting a little bit of quality in there, getting our first 11, even with this squad at the moment, getting our first 11. I think we win that game yesterday.
Yeah. It's definitely not a rip it up and start again job, is it? It's just tweaking stuff, and we just need people back from injury. And Dan James came back well early, and he about 5 weeks ahead of schedule or something, Luke.
Yeah, but it's fast, isn't he?
No, I think he's come back quicker than we expected, but I think it was always just after. Yeah, he's just come back. I think it was always just after the international break. We were expecting him. Good to see him back though, because he is lively, and he does get the crosses in. He does go around his man because he's got.
He looked lively.
Feet. He did. He looked really lively, and I think until we brought him on, which was I think it was quite late on. We brought him on for hours, about 65 minutes, 67 minutes or something. And he looked sharp. I still for me next week I would still play Aronson if Okafor's still out, or if I would look at playing probably Dan James and Aronson. I think they probably have two best options at the moment. If Okafor and
you're putting James on the left.
Nonto's out. If Nonto's still out, probably. I don't know why, because Dan James looked good on the right, but maybe not. Maybe I wouldn't do that. I don't know. I really don't know what the answer is, but we do need to. I don't think we need to be making wholesale changes. Is probably my short answer. Because things are, and again in inverted commas, working to a degree. I think the chances we had yesterday, you expect a Premier League footballer to be scoring most of those.
You do, yeah. That bicycle kick were a nice attempt, though. I enjoyed that. Every time he does something like that, I worry he's going to hurt himself.
What do you make to these reports about that scummy twat Mebrel then spitting at fans?
I hate him.
I can't stand the guy. He's one of these guys. I'd never get tired. I'd never get tired of punching him. I don't think.
He's not even good.
No, his ego way outweighs his ability, doesn't it?
He was just constantly on at the ref and players and everything yesterday. He were a dickhead. And it doesn't surprise me one bit that he's done that. So.
Well, it was definitely a thing where they brought him on and Ashley Barnes at the same time. It was like, I know what they're doing here. They're bringing him on just to wind up, just to
shit out.
There was definitely a little plan there to kill the game off, just to wind us up.
100%.
Assholes.
I really want to smash them when they come to ours. Really badly.
Do you know what? I never even used to bother.
I
never really used to bother about Burnley. I never used to bother about them at all. But since that Mebrel's played from that Mebry or whatever, he's Hannibal. He's just a horrible, horrible human being, isn't he? Do you remember? Did he get somebody sent off at our place, or did he get sent off at our place?
I think he got sent off, didn't he?
What happened? I can't remember.
I think
there was something. It happened with him.
Because everyone were going.
It might have even been at their place last season. It might have even been at their place. But yeah, he's just a horrible rat, and apparently he got arrested. If reports are to be believed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
As he should.
Yeah.
Hey, if people are going to get banned for life and done for throwing a vape at a player, then players spitting need to be dealt with too.
Yeah.
One way.
Matthew P. Then that's a good question. What would your lineup be, James, for West Ham?
I think you're probably going to keep most of this team the same. Obviously, there's this talk about Biel coming in for a game. If Okafor's fit, you got to play Okafor. But if it's the same sort of available players, I tend to agree with bringing James in, but it's like they're both sort of. They both operate better from the right, James and Aronson. Maybe you can give Aronson a shift on the left.
Maybe you could have him swapping during the game.
Yeah, he likes to do that, doesn't he, Aronson? He likes to float about, and he does pick up little pockets of space. And I can't understand how much hate this man gets. I mean, it's not. We know
he's got no end product, mate. That's why.
I know, but you know how much effort. So much good stuff in the games. Like there's a ball that come over to him one time. He had a couple of players around him like it, but he held on to it and he sort of shifted out and he passed out. I was like, fucking hell, he did well there.
Was that when he nodded it?
Really good yesterday.
Yeah,
yesterday were probably his best game I've seen him play.
I think he's been good
for
since
the
he's
last
come
4.
in the team.
Yeah,
He's been good by his standards.
No,
He's been
I
good by
disagree.
My
I think he's
standards.
been one of
I
our
disagree
better
with
that
players.
as well. He's just a scapegoat, mate, because he's American.
No, he has done well, to be fair. He's been far better this season than I expected him to be. I can admit that. And
well, Perry as well.
Sorry,
I'm a bit. I'm always dubious about Darlow, and he's not done bad, but I think his reactions is just a little bit slow. And I just want to see Perry. I want to see Perry come and see if he can.
Shane Dalton. He asked if Perry will come in against West Ham.
Yeah, I want to see Perry come in. I don't mind Darlow. Well, I do. I don't think he's a top level keeper. I think he's been restricted to a lot of chances against him, so he sort of that's helped him a bit. But it's just his reactions a little bit. He's just a little bit slow.
You're right.
That I just want Perry in.
I think you're right about his reactions because I remember watching the replay yesterday for that second goal, and when you looked at it, it looked like he was in exactly the right position that he should have saved it. Like his hand went to the right place, everything. It were there after the ball had gone, you know.
Same with the Towel goal as well.
Yeah,
where he was, it's like maybe I'm being a bit critical, but
even the kudos one, he wasn't very quick.
You're allowed to criticise the keeper.
Took a deflection. It did take a deflection, the kudos one, but he was stuck to his feet were stuck, weren't they? He was like he was
not
sat in
the first one I'm on about, not the second one. The second one he was just completely wrong footed, weren't he? The first one, it was a powerful strike, but it's just where he was, and I'm thinking a top level keeper maybe gets his hand to that, just stops it. But
would you blame him for the first goal yesterday, or would you say that was down to the defenders more?
Our defenders, if there's 3 or 4 players around one player in the box, you're blaming them. You're not
bonkers that, isn't it?
Maybe he could have come out, but I'm not going to blame the keeper for that.
We always concede bullshit goals, don't we?
Yeah, easy avoidable goals. Yeah,
it's so frustrating being a Leeds fan because it's always painful. It's never just never just something where you're like, fair enough. It's always something like, why have we done that? Why have we done that? But at least
I will give Harrison a bit of credit when they took that throw in. When the throw was taken, Harrison was screaming. He was like pointing.
It was on his own, marking 2 of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then the inevitable happened, and he's put in probably the best cross of his whole life.
Because he's playing against Leeds. It's just what happens. We need crosses like that for DCL.
Who was your man of the match, Jay?
I don't think I've got one, mate. To be honest, I've not even given that a second of thought.
No, I would probably give it to Goodmanson. I thought he was the most lively getting forward. I'd probably have given it to him if we had to have one. But I think on the pitch, I'd have to give it to their goalkeeper. I think for the saves.
I think that's probably fair. When he went down injured, I was like, "Yes, come on, get him off, get sub-keeper."
No, he knew what he was doing.
Pot shots at him. Yeah, of course he did.
Time wasting.
Yeah, the bastard. I still can't believe that Bogle missed that chance. The keeper must have put him off to a degree, but he was nowhere near it when you saw replay. And I was just, how did he do that? I'm going to keep reliving this all day.
Just forget about it, mate. Don't worry about it.
I can't. I've not been able to look at the table since yesterday. I don't know where we are. I don't know where anyone is. I've not been able to look.
Well, we're still above Burnley. That's all that matters.
Yeah, we're 15th. We're still averaging a point a game. We're still 8 games, 8 points.
Are we above Forest?
But they played yesterday, didn't they? They got beat again.
Now they're going to get a new manager before we play them.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that
in the season?
Marinakis is putting himself in he's talking about putting himself in as interim boss.
You're joking.
I hope he does. That's hilarious.
Who were the guy that did that years ago? Were it Ron Nodes at Brentford?
Can't remember.
Weren't there talk of Chilino doing that as well?
They were always talk about that with him.
Yeah,
the thing is, he would have had to fire himself, wouldn't he? And that he just wouldn't have enjoyed that, but he'd have probably still done it because he were a lunatic. Fucking ass.
Definitely.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's a frustrating day yesterday. It's a shit weekend because of it for me, because I always feel like crap if we lose. But I mean, yeah, are we seeing any changes for the next one? Is there anything that you think we can mix up?
I think if Okafor's fit, he comes back in. If Dan James is fit, he comes back in. I'd like to see Statch given a bit of a rest and maybe see bring Tanaka in as well.
Mm.
And if I've been
It's West Ham next, isn't it?
Overly critical, I'd like to see Stroik taking out the firing line as well. And just because I want to see how good Biol is, really. I didn't look great against Sheff Wednesday, but nobody did. But I want to see what if he is as good as people keep telling me he is, because I honestly don't know. I know very little of him, and I only base that on other people's opinions.
Mark's Mighty White says, try Biol and start Tanaka next game. We should be able to start Dan James next week. That's probably a fair shout, James. Would you do that, or do you think Parker won't make that changes?
I mean, I don't. You know, he likes consistent. I mean, most managers generally they like a consistent team, don't they? So they like playing with each other. But I think it'll be wholly the same, apart from the odd little sort of changes that we've mentioned. I don't think Harrison will start next week. He definitely shouldn't start next week. It's good backup to come on a little bit, but BR may be coming in, and like I say, I want to see Perry given a
definitely
given a role.
Definitely. Smarty's saying I must be on about Barnes, is it? He's not even one of those shit houses that you might admire. Your Ben Pearsons, etc. He's just an out and out wanker. Would love to punch a shithead prick. Oh no, that must be Hannibal then. Because Ashley Barnes ain't got no fucking hair anymore. Oh, twat.
Well, he has got shit hair still.
He's got a bit of fluff on his head that looks like it's trying to leave. He's gone all Barry Bannon, hasn't he? He's what?
It's about 45 now, isn't he? Ashley Barnes. He's been playing forever.
Somewhat like that, yeah. Fucking hell. I'm sure they only brought him on because we all said he was a shit signing for him. That's the only reason they brought him on, to piss us off, I think. But yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say, really, is there, on that? It is what it is. We didn't get any luck. Nothing fell for us. We were missing as best creative players. It is what it is. Just one of them that you have to write off and move on in it. And Parker just has to manage the lads now and make sure they don't get too down about it and too in their own heads, because, as I say, there were people missing. We couldn't play our proper game, and we did as best at a hostile away ground, and these things happen. So, I'm pissed off, but in a couple of days I'll be, reflective and looking forward to West Ham. So hopefully we can go there and get a result. It's a Friday, isn't it, West Ham? We've been
Friday night.
on that, haven't we? They moved like 4 games, didn't they?
Yeah, and December.
Absolute bastards. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, though. It'd be nice to get back down Elland Road, but Friday nights are shit, man. I'm not a fan of Friday night games.
You're not.
Oh, weekend's free then. If we win, it's a great
if
Friday
you lose,
night.
the whole weekend's shit.
Yeah, it reflects the whole week. I'm off to Wembley next Saturday to watch the England-Australia Rugby League Ashes. So I won't give a fuck.
All right, nice.
I'll be pissed up loud around London next Saturday. So
fucking hell, you won't even know what's going on, will you? By the time you're done there,
I won't even remember the Leeds result. Don't worry. I don't care.
Are you going to the game next Friday, James?
No, mate, I won't be. No, I won't be going to that. I'll be working late.
Leeds hating bastard.
I am, to be fair. I only go when we're winning, when we're the top of the league.
Yeah, it's easier then, isn't it? You don't feel like you're wasting money.
Oh, it's great. Fucking hell. I couldn't reach the mute them. Yeah, it's like a chore when you're doing badly, but it's the best thing ever when you're winning. It's amazing. But yeah, we'll wrap it up because I'm just waffling shit now at this point, and I don't really.
You have been for the last fucking 43 minutes, 48 seconds, mate. But
that's
let your hair have a little word. Let your hair
go sort your hair out.
That's the word from the air. It needs a cut, mate. I was going to do that this weekend, but I've just not had a chance. So you lot get me at my rawest on here. I don't do mornings.
We can tell.
Thanks, mate. Where can we find you this week anyway, James? You got any pods out or anything?
Yeah, there's one later at 7 on the Leeds house. There'll be about 3 people watching, but join in. Be fun. I think I'm on my own tonight as well, so that'll be fun.
Okay, now has he let you down again?
Kev's like, he just disappears all the time. I think
you should put his picture on the milk cart.
Is he in New York?
Yeah, I think he goes to New York every year for his birthday, around his birthday. So yeah,
nice.
Well, I mean, they've got electricity and Wi-Fi and broadband and stuff in New York.
He can't even do it when he's in his own house, so he ain't gonna bother doing it when
It's just asking a bit much.
he's in New York, is he? Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, nobody wants to be talking about this bollocks when they're on holiday, do they?
No.
Are we on the main pod this week, Luke? Me and you? You're more likely to know than I am. Fucking hell, great. Well, there will be a main pod anyway, so probably Tuesday this time, as it should be. Not like this week when Carl not only let everyone down by forgetting he was supposed to be on, but then when he did come on, none of his shit worked, and it were another Carl disaster. So, but that's become a trademark for us, so it's all good. But yeah, we will see you during the week, and we will be back for more absolute brilliance of OKB, talking absolute bollocks. Cheers for joining us. Have a good one, folks. Adios.
It's all the know better. We all the know much better than letting Carl go on with Jay. Luke's calling out bad weathers, and Smarty is no better, and Gailey gets fan mail again. But every time we go live,
shit take has been
can't speak or even tell the time.
It's more a toys out of the pram.
It's all the
If I see his mother in
we
the
all know
stands,
much better.
I'm
This
gonna
ends
crack an egg
show for tonight.
Here
And if you like these weapons and you don't think they're balanced, please go check out our merch site. Good
He's a
night.
little tosser, and I hate him. He's shit. He's average, and he's a shit house.